If they win their next two games against Los Tigres, Cleveland will pass the 2002 A's and tie the 1935 Cubs for the second longest streak in MLB history, leaving only the 1916 New York Giants ahead of them at 26. But the Giants had a tie game in the middle of their streak. So I ask you, Sydney, I ask you, Canada, with a tie game in the middle of their streak, what's the real record? Because we've heard a couple different variations.
There's a tie game in the middle of 26 games
They won 14 straight.
Okay, that's a streak.
Had a tie game.
Tie game.
Then won 12 straight after said tied a game.
So in this run, they won 14 in a row, took a break because of whatever, then won 12 in a row.
Do you want me to give you the whatever?
What's the whatever? This better be a good reason in 1913, like the horse buggies broke down.
1916.
Whatever.
The horse buggies broke down?
Electricity wasn't invented yet.
Right.
It's fine.
So they had the second half of a double dip rained out after 8, tied at 1. Back in the day in baseball, they didn't just simply resume a game where they left off. They would replay the entire game. So they came back the next day, played the Pirates again in a double dip, which, by the way, was the third double dip in 4 days for the New York Giants of 1916, and they won the game that was tied, but it was completely replayed.
See, as far as I'm concerned, that's not a 26-game streak. That's a bunch of malarkey, Micallef.
Well, but why not?
Because there's a tie in the middle of it. And they went home, they went back to the farms, and they got back to the diamond the next day.
No, there was a nullified game in the middle of it.
They didn't finish the game.
Correct.
They didn't finish the game.
But the game did not count towards the standings.
Could have lost the game.
Did not count towards the standings.
Let me tell you something.
Did they lose the game?
Let me tell you something. Anyone who's reporting, did they win the game?
They didn't lose the game.
Did they win the game?
Consecutive wins.
Let me tell you something. If you read or hear anywhere of this 26-game fraudulent streak, someone is lying to your face. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm telling you that's not real. I'm telling you 26 games in a row with a break in between because cattle walked out onto the diamond or whatever the hell the context was.
It was a rain out.
Whatever. It didn't rain in 1916.
They didn't have lights.
Don't be stupid.
So they couldn't play the night game.
Well, find a way. Get some cars like the Legend of Bagger Vance and finish the game or something.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
You like it?
Matt Damon, Will Smith. You saw that one?
I saw clips. The point is this. You could have finished the game in 1916. You had 2 problems in 1916, electricity and the plague.
Yeah.
The plague wasn't part of the problem.
I don't know if we go by the plague, but whatever.
The toilet system wasn't as clean. So you had some issues.
I understand, yeah.
What's this? Is this a rash? No? Oh, I'm in trouble. The point is this. You needed lights, and they didn't have enough lights. Do you like how I summed up the plague in 20 seconds?
It was fantastic. Yeah, it was a great.
Don't go to your Encyclopedia Britannica, kids. I got it covered.
A great recap of what happened.
All I'm saying is I don't think that's a real streak. Now, other people may disagree, but as usual, they're wrong. I don't think that's a real streak.
The Elias Sports Bureau.
Did you know Elias? I did. He lied through his teeth about everything. Never picked up a check. I don't trust Elias.
They say that the 26-game winning streak is the real one. And they might be among the few. Everyone else is parsing this. If you haven't noticed, by the way, a lot of people are saying longest winning streak in a century just so they can take out this New York Giants 1916. We don't shy away from the tough topics or even tough language or even tough recaps of plagues that hit planet Earth. We walk right up to them and we face them head on.
We tack it.
You're wrong. But let me add this to the equation.
I'm right, actually.
Let me add this to the equation. Their 26-game winning streak was in the midst of a 31-game homestand at the Polo Grounds.
Really?
Yes. And earlier in the season, the same team won 17 straight, all on the road, and missed the playoffs.
Those Toonie Tuesdays during the 30-game homestand were amazing.
So I have no idea how to say. Maybe John.
Hold on. What does Tim Micallef think? Is this a real streak or not?
When I first looked at it and I said there's a tie, this is not a real streak. When I looked further into it and did this thing called research, Seixeiro, where I go and look at what happened, I started to think more and more facts and stats to back up my opinion. I thought more and more that it in fact is a real streak, even though all of them happened at home, which is my biggest beef. The tie game I have no problem with. The game was nullified. It was close. They were close to losing, but the game could not continue. They could not declare a winner. So how do you do it? You replay it, and they won.
All right.
So I'm good with 26 straight. The only problem I have is that they played all 26 at home.
That's a hell of a homestand.
Yeah, 31 game homestand.
You're going to run out of popcorn and hot dogs on that homestand. Quickly, Tim, what's harder to do? Win 19 straight, which they're attempting to do tonight, Cleveland,
right,
or win the World Series?
Well, we can both agree on this one. It is, of course, win 19
with the World
straight.
Series.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
19 straight's crazy. 19 straight is insane, man.
Yeah, I think you have to win the World Series for it to count, but it is harder to win 19 straight.
It is
we
harder.
phrased that the right way.
Yeah.
You phrased that the right way.
It's harder.